Well, hi and welcome to Sandbox. This is the equipment version for version 2 Sandbox edition. I just wanted to run you through a few other things that I've noted and hope that you gain some interest in either playing the game and playing the Sandbox server and making your own suggestions to the World of Tanks team, or gain some insight for what might possibly be coming in the future. So here we go. The first changes are going to be tiers 1 to 4, and these are the equipment changes. And this is tier 1. You'll start with all your shells, but no equipment slots, no consumable slots. And the thinking here is that at tier 1 you will be just starting as a newbie, and it'll get quite confusing if you have too much stuff to deal with all at once. I think they're hoping also to shorten the boot camp, because obviously players are just going in blind and not knowing what to expect. I get tired of playing boot camp and just bob into game anyway, so it's a bit of a waste of time, is that? So here we are, tier 1, right. So tier 2, at tier 2 you have just one slot for equipment and one slot for consumables. Do I have a better tier 2 to show this on? No, because I don't have any tier 2s on equipment. No, right. So the equipment comes on your screen. It shows you these loadouts. But I'll get more into that later, because there's a hell of a lot more to go into on these. But basically, yeah, this is so you get one equipment slot, one consumable slot, and this means that everybody might put a different equipment and a different consumables, and that will affect the game drastically. Not as drastically as it will do later on, I'm sure, but we shall look into that later. Again, tier 3, here we have two equipment slots, 2 consumable slots. So you've got to pick and choose what you want and how you want to play it. Again, this is one of those problems, and I think what they're going for is the fact that even if you are a seal clubber and you like playing tier 1 to 4 so you can go out seal clubbing, it won't be as easy anymore. You won't have those extra advantages over newbie players. You will all be more or less playing on a fairly even playing ground, even though you are much more skilled, of course, because you've played 5,000 games in your PZ1C or whatever. It's just the way it is. That's what they're hoping for, and I think in the long run it might work out better for newbies coming into the game. Don't know what you think, but yes, it's highly possible. And of course, then when you get to tier 4, you get the whole bunch. You get everything you need. We have a couple of tier 4s, so, but yes, you get all the work out, and this is where I'll show you about the rest of the equipment and such. One of the main things, one of the new things that's coming in is this your loadout screens. So, which is brilliant. I think it's a fantastic idea. You get all your shell, you know, all your details on your machine and stuff. But the one thing that they are doing is showing shell velocity, which is nice. I don't know if it'll help many people, but I'm sure it does in some ways. So equipment. If you have a closeout, let's get a different vehicle up now that we've got. Well, that's fully, there we are. So again, there we are. And on here you've also got the base radius of a high explosives, but the equipment slots. So here we have standard setup. Normally you just chuck these three equipments wherever you wanted and that would be it. Well, not anymore, because here you have, on a scouting vehicle, you have a scouting symbol. So for that slot you get a bonus for putting anything in that has that symbol on. And let me tell you, there are lots of things that you can add. Well, you've got coated optics, experimental powder, low noise exhaust, and then you have specials, which are these. So, you know, we have a wide range of things that we can put in, and as you climb up the tiers they get better and better and better, and more choice. So when you get to T92 or whatever you've got, you can go on to. So on this one it's got a mobility one and a scouting. So I've put my event on as my mobility, which will give me the bonuses for my crew skills. And that will allow that to work, but you can get more things in that. So for the mobility you can also add, look, we've got additional forward transmission, grousers, reverse transmissions, improved main transmission class, turbocharger, and I'm sure that everyone will be wanting to try all those things. But on your scouting you have commander's vision system, experimental powder, improved radio set, jamming devices, low noise exhaust system, and panoramic triplex. Everyone will be using variations of all these things, plus you have an extra slot for whatever you decide. But be noted, where you put your equipment is very, very important. If I take if I add that to slot 1, which is a very good thing, this can be changed about, that gets gives you less spotting. So my spotting range with that in position 1 is 753. That's a slot 2. No, it's still 753. Oh. Yeah. Right, in slot 1 it gives me minus 10% to the concealment of enemy vehicles behind foliage. In slot 2 it gives me minus 20%. So you've got to be careful where you put these, and this means that when if it is in these equipments are included, which I can't see why there won't be in version 2 when it comes out, it means that you will have to change all your equipment, even if you're just swapping it out into the correct slots. And be warned, some of these are quite expensive, but at the same time you'll know that every driver, or just about every driver, will go for a different type of equipment. Depending on what they want to do with their vehicle. Right, now the other point is this. Here we have our consumables. Now, I like to go for large consumables because I just like to be able to repair lots of things all at once. I don't like to have to press my button for automatic fire extinguishers, etc, etc. But here's the thing. A large fire extinguisher kit gives me plus 10% to repair speed. Automatically, without actually having to do anything, it automatically gives me that before I even press the button to repair anything. So if you get hit, you will automatically get that. My large first aid kit gives me a 15% protection of the crew from injuries and a minus 5% to stun injuries. Yeah? And also a minus 10% fire kit gives me minus 10% to the chance of an engine fire. If I was to swap any of these out, so if I put that in there, see, I don't now have that. So small first aid kits will not have any effect. Large first aid kits will. So they're just passive bonuses just for getting your large consumables. And they're worth having. So in the long run, the gameplay is going to be much more individual. In the old days, everyone had optics, everyone had gun rammers, everyone had vents. As standard on most vehicles. Some light tanks would put on suspension sets, etc. This is not going to be as straightforward as it is supposed to be, because you are going to have someone who maybe thinks, alright, well, with the wheeled vehicles I don't need big concealment, I need to spot them long before they get to me, so I'm going to deck it all out in optical stuff, and I can. So you can have your Panarx XXX thing that does minus 12.5%, so an EBR will get 12% less close to you before you spot him. and then you know your usual other stuff that you'd get. But then you've got, what do you opt for? Experimental powder, which means that you've got a less chance of being spotted after you've shot something. If you're the sort of spotter that sits in a bush, that's a really good thing. I've got a feeling that a lot of people in TDs are going to load that out. I know I certainly will be doing it. A lot of my TDs. Yeah, so it gives you more scope for a lot more individuality. Some of the effects of some of these things are really quite interesting. Some of these, like the wet ammo rack, it gives its effect, but it only does it once in the game. The range of stuff is quite confusing. You know, we're used to as enhanced gun lane drives and vertical stabilizers, gun traverse amplifier, plus 20% to a gun turret speed. Don't know about you, but I'm sure there's a lot of frustrated tank drivers out there and thinking, if I could turn my truck turret faster, I'd have beaten that sod. Well, here you are, 20% bonus to your gun turning, your turret turning speed. I've got a feeling that some will be really interesting. Some will be not used so often. But like I said, not only do you have to buy them, but you have to get a better bonus on them. You've got to put them in the correct slot. I'm not sure what you get with directives. I think they're more or less the same as they were. Yeah. But that's not necessarily going to not change. It may change if they introduce the other equipment. We don't know. I think we have it more or less covered there. So yeah, give us your views, comment, share, like if you do, and join the Sandbox and have a look and see what the gameplay is like, and then let World of Tanks know what you think. It has been proven in the past that they do listen. To be honest, I can't see anything wrong with the changes they're going to make. It will make it a more individualistic play. It will make it so that I'm sure there'll be a lot of old players coming back, and they'll be spending much longer playing the game when they come back, because there's a new dynamic to the game. Whether it will remake World of Tanks into a better thing, well, it's left to be seen at that. And whether it'll be a new good thing for newcomers, I'm not sure, but we will see. We'll see what happens. I'm just here for the ride, so you know. Good luck out there, tankers, and have fun. Thank you very much.